All right, so marriage. So back home in Ghana, when you get married, you don't just get married to your partner. You get married to your partner and the entire family. And so you're being expected at any point in time to accommodate any family member of your spouse's family. So at any point in time, when they want to come spend vacation, they want to come, stay with you, like, oh, my son wants to school in the city, we want him to come stay with you. Mm-hmm. Or they put it in such a way where you're kind of like locked. Yeah. And you can't really say no to the request. Mm-hmm. And so, because at the end of the day, if you say no, let's say if your husband's family member says, oh, I want to come stay with my brother or sister and school in the city, and the man says no, you're going to say, oh, his wife is the one who told him to say no. That kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Because it's like when he wasn't married, he was,
okay with it.
Yeah, accommodated. But now he got married, and then all of a sudden.
So it's the wife's fault. Yes. That's why I tell you, don't be using me as an Andrew loves to use me as an excuse, and he be telling people I have a problem with stuff. I ain't said nothing. I don't even know what's going on, and he be using me like as an excuse. Oh, my wife said this, my wife said that. I said, Andrew, you have to stop telling people that, because people gonna be looking at me like the problem, like, oh, she always got something to say. She always got, you know what I'm saying? She tell him what to do. And half of the time, I haven't said 100% of the time, I haven't said anything. So I'm telling y'all now, if y'all know him and he be like, oh, my wife said, no, he said.
Oh, look at you.
Blaming me. Yeah, it's him. Not me. Family.
Yeah.
Ghanaian family. It's not me. It's him.
Thanks for writing me out. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. So in America, when it comes to marriage, again, I can't speak for everyone's family, but I will say for my family, it's not like an expectation. When my mom was married to her first husband, we lived in Texas, and we would always come like in the summer. We would come Christmas, Thanksgiving. We would most likely stay at my aunt's house, but it wasn't like we just arrived there and we're like, okay, we here. I'm quite sure my mom reached out to my aunt and was like, hey, is it okay if we come and stay? And then my aunt says yes. But even if that aunt would have said no, I had plenty of other aunts that we could have stayed with, But it's not like it's an expectation that we have to, take on family members, or they can just pop up and it's like you have to open your home to them. No, it don't work like that. You have to ask people first. And if they say yes, it's a yes. If they say no, it's a no. And you can feel some type of way about it, but nobody owes that to you,
Really?
Yeah, because nobody owes that to you.
Back home, let's say we're home, right? And then the family member comes, let's say for visit. Mm-hmm. And in our minds, maybe we're not expecting them to sleep over, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe they stay a bit late. Mm-hmm. And when it's late, they would not necessarily, they wouldn't necessarily say, oh, can I stay over and leave tomorrow? Mm-hmm. But they would be expecting me to offer.
Oh, yeah, like, you can stay here.
Oh, it's late. I don't think it would be okay for you to go home. So why
go home. I'll be like, what you doing after this? What you doing after this? For real.
Yeah, so I'll be expecting like, oh, it's late, like adiasa, and the person be out with that, like, oh, it's late. I would like for you to sleep over, and then the next morning you take the car back to your home.
No, what you doing? What you doing after this? It's getting late, auntie. Don't let it get too late now.
I'm sure you'll be tapping me. You'll be tapping me like, hey, like, she gotta go. Yeah, so that's it. So that's just the culture back home. Mm-hmm. You have to avail yourself to your family members. Like, hey, you can come sleep over anytime. When they want to sleep over, it shouldn't be a problem. The moment I say, oh, you won't be able to sleep over, they'll be like,
the wife.
The wife. It's the
wife.
It's always
you want to walk around butt naked. No, go ahead.
Right. So the next expectation is you're expected to have babies the first year of marriage. Mm-hmm. It's like everyone in the community, everyone in your family is expecting to see a baby bump just a couple of months after marriage. If they don't see anything, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you would see people will be, whispering like, hey, maybe the man is impotent, maybe his wife is barren, or maybe they used the wife's womb for manual ritual or something, kind of spiritual stuff. You might be invited to go see a spiritualist, a pastor. They'll be like, go for deliverance service, go for church, give offering, so you can have babies. Meanwhile, it might just be something scientific, or you just don't want to have babies, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, the thing is, unfortunately, sometimes the family of the man would bring a woman to him and be like, hey, you need to impregnate this woman. This woman will give you babies. In their family, everyone has babies. Everyone has kids. If she is not able to give you a child, that means that you, the man, are the one at fault. But in most cases, the man is not the one at fault. In most cases, it's the woman's fault. Always. Back home, always. Most of the times, it's like the woman is the one with the problem. So it's like the family always puts a lot of pressure on the woman. But in actual sense, the woman might be the one covering up for her husband.
Oh, yeah.
Be like saving face. Meanwhile, and she knows that, okay, her husband...
I ain't saving nothing. I'm telling. It ain't me.
Oh my God. So how is it like? How is it like in the States?
I think it just depends on your family. Again, y'all know I don't like to say like this is how Americans are, because it ain't the same for everybody. Yeah, it's not the same for everybody. But I guess it just depends on your family. I guess if you were older, your family, especially your mom, would kind of like pressure you. Come on, it's time for a baby now. That type of thing. But yeah, I feel like maybe go at your own pace, whatever you feel is good for you. But I do feel like maybe if you've been married for like 3, 4, 5 years and you don't have a baby yet, people will kind of be like, damn, when baby yet?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
When you gonna have a baby, that type of thing. But it's not so much like pressure as what you're making it seem.
There's a lot of pressure back home, and I don't know for now, but I'm sure there still is a lot of pressure on the woman, not the men, not the men at all. All right. So the next one is gender roles. So in Ghana, when you get married, it is expected of the wife to take care of the house, like house management in terms of food, cleaning, sweeping, everything. It's the wife's responsibility. And then the man's job is to pay fees, pay bills, and provide chop money. You know what chop money is?
To go grocery shopping.
Yeah, like every week or every day. That's the man's job. So when the family member or family members of the man or your husband come home, and then they find like, oh, the husband is cooking. The husband is helping his wife wash clothes. He's helping his wife, let's say, clean the house, wash the bathroom, do all of that. You'll be like, something is not right. What is happening? But we are so stuck in the old age where women were the only ones expected to do those kind of house chores, and so gender roles pretty much still exist back home, and it's expected of the wife to know how to cook, to know how to clean, to know how to wash, manage the home, finances, and all of that. And it's expected of the husband to provide in terms of monetary aspects and paying the bills, paying house rent, providing transportation, and all of that, And so in the case where the man is not able to provide these kind of things, he's being seen as not man enough.
That makes me think of the arranged marriage thing. It's like, oh, she's lazy, she can't do anything.
Yes.
That's so funny. But I feel like now with our generation, we aren't so much stuck on gender roles. There are some women that they're stay-at-home moms. They take care of the kids, they clean the house, they cook, they do this, do that. But you'll also see stay-at-home dads now, where the woman chooses to go out and make the money and the man stays home with the kids.
You won't see that back home. I don't think you see that in Ghana. I doubt it.
Yeah, but I feel like with our generation, we are like more open to change, and we're not so stuck on like gender roles. I feel like, you know, women would want to go out and work just like a man wants to go out and work. A woman wants to have money and be able to like pay bills and have things on her own and not just have to depend on a man. And like I said, you even have reversed roles where, you know, the woman works and the man stays at home. Not everyone wants to be a housewife. Not everyone wants to just like stay home and, you know, be with the kids and stuff like that.
You never see a Ghanaian. Well, I think maybe it's there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any Ghanaian man being a stay-home dad. I have never seen that before. All right, so the last point, there are a lot, but I think the other ones are not really relevant that much. But this one is the most important one. And it's sad that it's like that, but unfortunately it's like that. With the reason is, you know, when you marry back home, you the wife, you most of the times don't have any say. The mother of your husband is always right. Like, whatever she says, you do. Whatever she thinks.
Wait, the woman got to do what she
says? Yeah. So, for instance, if there's any, let's say, argument, you have an argument with your husband's mom, whatever story she tells the man.
That's what
whatever story she tells the man, most men do not have it in them to think twice and be like, maybe their mom is lying, you know. They don't have that in them. So whatever the mom says, yes mom, or okay, and then they direct your anger towards you. There are tons of situations where the man chose the mom's side instead of choosing the wife's side. Whatever the mom tells the wife to do, let's say, hey, do this, do that, you have to do it. If you don't, that's seen as a form of disrespect, you know. And you're dead. Once she tells your husband, it's gonna be chaos.
Yeah, that's not a thing in the U.S. Of course. Well, again, I can only speak for me and my family and what I see, and from like friends and things around me. You should always respect anybody, regardless. As an adult, it's just simple, you know. It's just, you're gonna respect a person regardless, you know. So that's first and foremost. And then number two, of course, you're gonna respect your mother-in-law, but at the same time, your mother-in-law should respect you as well. You know, it's I've never seen like an issue where a mother-in-law was like literally like telling their daughter-in-law, you got to do this, that, and third, and they just go along with it. So that's not like a cultural norm, not for people in the States. Again, just mutual respect in general, just because she's a person, number one. And then, you know, because she's your mother-in-law, of course, you're going to take what she says into considerations and things like that. I have heard of situations where it's like, mother-in-laws, they will get mad because their daughter-in-laws may decide not to do something. You know, mother-in-law may suggest, oh, you should do this or do that, and the daughter-in-law says, you know, no, I'll do this instead. You know, and not even on like something disrespectful, just like, oh no, I would rather do it this way, or I would rather have this or have that, or, you know, do whatever I want to do, make a choice in general. Sometimes that can cause a little friction. Exactly. And then you have, I lost the back to my earring. And then you have situations where a guy may be like what we call a mama's boy. So whatever his mom says, it's like he does it because he loves his mom so much. You know, he can't really, I guess he can't divide like, this is mom and this is my wife, and now I need to like, not do what my wife says, but, you know, she's my wife now. A lot of men can't really like,
they can't really split the
two, you know. They still, you know, want to be on their mom's titty, you know. So
meanwhile, you're already in your wife's titties.
yeah. So I have heard of that causing like friction because it's like the man doesn't speak up if the mom is being disrespectful or saying something to her or doing something, and she's maybe asked nicely to not have that happen and things like that. So I've heard of things like that, and I've heard of moms just thinking that their son is their husband, so they'll just be mean to to their daughter-in-law and give her problems just because, you know. Yeah, I've heard of that thing, but it's not like a thing where it's like you're expected. If your mother-in-law tells you to do something, you do it, you know.
No,
not necessarily.
And it's not as serious as it is back home. I don't know for now, but it's always been an issue for ladies who get married into such families. They struggle.
Yeah. This is just so funny, like hearing about these like cultural differences and things like that, because of course your mom sees me as exotic. So she does exotic. She thinks I'm exotic.
All right, guys, thank you so much for staying to the end. We thank you so much. If you like the video, kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share. We would be happy and glad to hear from you in the comment section. To end the video, I'm Andrew.
I'm Free.
And we are the TheGhaMericans. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Alexander, say bye-bye. Bye-bye.